This is the EDIKANI Electric Bike, model EDSN02, a fat tire dual motor e-mountain bike with a bold green and white frame, thick 26 by 4-inch tires, and a tough aluminum build that looks ready for sand, snow, and rocky paths. The stance is wide and planted. The frame lines are clean, and the paint pops without looking flashy. The fork is a beefy lockout unit up front. The brakes are hydraulic on both wheels, and the cockpit is dominated by a bright 3.5-inch color LCD next to a thumb throttle and a twist shifter for the 7-speed drivetrain. There's a rear rack, full fenders, a 70-lumen headlight, a tail light, a horn, and even a phone holder with a USB charger. It feels like the kind of setup that invites longer rides instead of quick spins around the block. From my experience, the size and weight are the first real impressions. This is a large frame with fat tires and a 52-volt 25 Wh battery, so it's not light, but it rides lighter than it looks. The steering is stable, not twitchy, and the fat tires soak up chatter that would rattle smaller bikes. I kept the tires around the mid-20s PSI for mixed streets and gravel. Lower pressure felt comfy on dirt, higher pressure rolled faster on pavement. The saddle has extra padding and a shock-absorbing mount, which I appreciated on longer routes. Key features that matter to me start with the power system. You get 2 hub motors rated at a combined 3,000-watt peak, and that translates into punchy acceleration and easy climbing. The brand quotes up to 45 miles per hour in ideal conditions. In my opinion, that speed is real with the right battery charge, lighter load, and a flat, open road. But I ride it modestly on shared paths. There's a single motor mode for cruising and a dual motor mode for steeper hills or quick bursts. Switching to single motor stretches the battery and keeps things calmer in traffic. Hydraulic disc brakes match the speed. Once bedded in, the levers feel firm and predictable, and wet stopping performance is strong. For new riders, hydraulic brakes use fluid pressure to clamp the rotors, so you get more consistent braking and less hand fatigue compared to mechanical cables. The battery is a 52-volt 25-hour pack, about 1,300 watt-hours, with a smart BMS, UL listing, and an IP67 rating, which means it's sealed against dust and can handle splashes and rain. Charging is straightforward, and the removable design makes it easy to charge indoors. The brand states 50 to 100 miles using pedal assist in single motor mode and roughly 30 to 50 miles in dual motor use. From my experience, range depends heavily on how much throttle I use, the terrain, my speed, and how often I engage both motors. Pedal assist, that's where the bike gives power as I pedal, goes way farther than full throttle riding, and keeping speeds in the mid-20s rather than pushing into the 40s preserves a lot of battery. The control layout is simple. I like the thumb throttle for quick takeoffs from stoplights. The LCD is bright in daylight and shows speed, assist level, mode, trip, and battery info. There are 5 assist levels mapped to speed targets, 19, 25, 31, 37, and 45 miles per hour, plus several riding modes. Pedal assist is the default for efficient riding. Single motor full throttle is useful on flatter roads when I want effortless cruising without draining the battery too fast. Dual motor full throttle is the fun button and the hill crusher. I save it for grades and short sprints. Walk mode helps move the bike while walking up ramps. Cruise mode holds a steady speed on long, flat stretches so my thumb can rest. Bike mode turns it into a standard bicycle if I want to ride without power. The front suspension has a lockout, which I use on smooth pavement to avoid unnecessary bobbing. On rough gravel, I open it up and let the fork work. Fat tires make a big difference in grip and comfort, especially cornering over loose gravel or braking on wet streets. The frame's stiffness adds confidence when riding faster, and the 330-pound max weight rating is reassuring for riders carrying cargo on that rear rack. I've strapped a bag and a small toolkit to the rack without noticing flex or rattling. The included fenders are practical. I'd keep them on if commuting through wet months. Assembly took me under an hour with the included tools. The bike arrives about 90% built. I attached the front wheel, handlebar, pedals, and accessories, then aligned the brakes and checked all bolts. I set the reach on the brake levers and adjusted the derailleur for smooth shifts across the 7-speed cassette. Anyone new to e-bikes should watch the brand's assembly video and take a lap around the block to bed the brakes and fine-tune the derailleur. A quick tip: check tire pressure after the first ride and retorque the axle nuts and stem bolts. Things settle after initial miles. On the road and trails, the bike feels sure-footed. It's quieter than I expected for a dual-motor setup. There's a light hum under power and not much drivetrain chatter. The twist shifter is familiar and easy to use, and I tend to keep it in the middle gears with pass level 2 or 3 for most rides. When I hit a steep section, I tap the dual motor mode and bump the assist, then drop it back down once I'm past the climb. That habit keeps range in a comfortable place, without sacrificing fun. I had some early concerns. I wondered if the speed claim was realistic, if the brakes were strong enough for a heavier, faster e-bike, and if the size would make it a hassle day to day. After rides across mixed terrain, I'm satisfied on all three. The top speed is there with the expected trade-offs. The brakes feel trustworthy. The size is something to plan around. This is not a compact urban folder, but it pays off in stability and confidence when conditions get rough. The headlight is bright enough for city streets, the taillight is visible and has multiple modes, and having a horn is genuinely useful in busy areas. The phone holder and charger sound like small things, but they're the kind of quality-of-life touches that keep me using the bike for more errands. It's perfect for riders who want real power on tap, bigger tires for variable weather and surfaces, and a setup that can handle commuting during the week and trail exploring on the weekend. In my opinion, the battery capacity and dual motor option make it more versatile than typical single motor fat tire e-bikes. From my experience, the sweet spot is using single motor for daily rides and clicking into dual motor when the route calls for it. That approach keeps the ride fast and the range comfortable. I'd recommend this for new e-bike riders who want an easy learning curve, yet don't want to outgrow their bike in a month, and for experienced riders who care about torque, braking, and range more than shaving a few pounds off the frame. If you need to climb steep hills, ride in snow or sand, or carry cargo without bogging down, it checks the right boxes. In conclusion, the EDIKANI Electric Bike EDSN02 stands out with a 52-volt 25-hour UL listed, IP67 battery, dual hydraulic disc brakes, a lockout suspension fork, a clear LCD, and dual motor power that can hit serious speeds while still offering long-range pass riding. The accessories make day-to-day use easier. The frame feels solid, and the fat tires add comfort and grip on surfaces that would be sketchy on a regular bike. It's powerful without being complicated, and it rewards riders who learn the modes and use them to match the terrain and the day's goals. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the EDIKANI Electric Bike.